Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. There are scenes of utter devastation in Libya's eastern city of Derna today after a powerful storm caused 2 dams to burst, sweeping away large parts of the port city. The internationally recognised government in Tripoli said at least 2,300 people have died, while the Eastern Administration, which controls Derna, said more than 5,300 bodies had been found. Here, video footage showing a helicopter in Libya's Derna landing to take bodies of those killed in the catastrophic storm that hit the country. Thousands are still missing and at least 34,000 people have been displaced in the flood-hit areas. Some aid has arrived, but with the country struggling under divided political administrations in the east and west, Libya's Prime Minister in Tripoli said they would only accept necessary aid. At a service, Pope Francis expressed his sorrow for Libya's people and prayed for those who have been injured or displaced. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has been speaking after Kim Jong-un's visit, announcing that the North Korean leader will continue his tour with a visit to the city of Vladivostok. Putin also said he had an open exchange of opinions with Kim. He said there were opportunities for bilateral military technical cooperation, though he added that Russia would comply with its international obligations. The two leaders discussed agriculture, where Russia has something to offer North Korea. Russia says Ukraine has launched 10 missiles and 3 unmanned boats in an attack on the home of its Black Sea Fleet in Crimea. The attack caused a large fire at Sevastopol shipyard, which left 24 people injured. Moscow-installed Governor Mikhail Razvozhayev claimed most of the weapons were intercepted, but that 2 ships had been damaged. Ukraine has strongly implied Western-supplied cruise missiles were used. Meanwhile, the EU Commission chief Ursula von der Leyen says Ukraine will be admitted into the bloc, but not at this moment. In a speech to the EU Parliament that announced few concrete steps on the foreign policy front, Ukraine, she said, must do more before joining the EU. She also restated that the EU's commitment to long-term support for Kyiv, praising the great strides it had made towards joining the EU.
The future of Ukraine is in our union. The future of the Western Balkans is in our union. The future of Moldova is in our union. I know this is not an easy road. Accession is merits-based, and the Commission will always defend this principle. It takes hard work and leadership, but there is already a lot of progress. We have seen the great strides Ukraine has already made since we granted them candidate status. And we've seen the determination of other candidate countries to reform. In a world where some are trying to pick off countries one by one, we cannot afford to leave our fellow Europeans behind.
At least 8 people are now known to have died and dozens have been injured in a huge fire in an apartment block in Vietnam's capital, Hanoi. Some 70 people were rescued from the 9-story building. Local reports put the toll far higher. The fire, which broke out during the night, has been extinguished, but rescue operations are continuing. Authorities in fast-growing Hanoi say many newly built apartments do not meet fire safety regulations. And an Israeli company has demonstrated its electric vertical takeoff and landing, which comes in various sizes. The company turned one of Jerusalem's hospital parking lots into a temporary helipad. In one test, a big eVTOL designed to carry 1 person took off and flew above Jerusalem before returning to land. A smaller drone then carried a box similar to one that would carry medical supplies. It's hoped drones like these could help transform medical care across the world in the future. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel studios in Lagos.